don't change anything. But occasionally, I get distracted by it because it has a similar theme to a song from Into the Woods.
Oh, really?
I know what you're talking
yes.
about. Yeah.
It's the Little Red Riding Hood song.
Oh god.
And I like, and I just keep thinking like, oh god. Into the Woods.
Grandmother's
Excited and scared. That's my favorite line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
I heard it, like, I thought that's what was going on. I didn't know that was the music, but it was playing in the back of my head, and that's why that makes so much sense. I was like, why is Little Red Riding Hood just going to town?
It is just music I found on Roll20. It's titled Country Village. So.
Yeah, no. And again, it's like I want to say it's only like 4 or 5 notes that are like just in the same sequence that like trigger it.
Funny.
But also, you know, I worked on I've been Into the Woods, I worked on Into the Woods. Like
we've all been into the woods and out of the woods.
And from before
into
dark.
the woods and out of the woods and all before dark.
Okay, so
you've all seen that wolf kind of try and like seduce a 12-year-old.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah.
So common. Oh god, now I have to figure out what's more important right now. Figuring out where, because at first Taryn was thinking like the Lymura, if she was just by herself, that it would be more important to handle the situation right now, but that might have changed.
Yeah. Did you ask for a name? I don't remember.
Not from name.
Eldrith?
Yeah, not from Endrith. But hold on, I'm blanking on words. But as of now, Taryn is assuming, he might not be right, but he's like assuming that it's probably Lymura. Just Waterdeep and Cleric, Pilgrimage, just so many connecting dots.
Right.
So that's affecting it.
Fair.
I have not felt this much stress as the player before.
I think that's good.
I love it. I love this feeling. It's nice. It's like immersive, maximum immersion.
Getting into it. I like it.
Right. I mean, now I'm kind of wondering, like, what are the other factions sending y'all to do?
Who's Cal's missing person?
Right.
His entire backstory is gone.
Luckily, that is just supplementary material.
Worked into backstory.
Helps with the integration, but not necessary in order to actually progress. All right.
Sorry.
All good. So unless you needed anything clarified or reiterated, it sounds like the party is ready to essentially move on to the next step, whichever you guys decide that is.
Yeah,
there
I'm ready to go.
There are like 20 different steps we can go right now.
I know.
Kind of just depends what we want to do, huh?
Yep.
I mean, what time is it? It's probably like evening to night.
Yeah,
time.
it's pretty. It's like right at sundown at this point.
Okay.
I mean, is there anyone else we want to talk to? Because I feel like that's a thing we can quickly accomplish today.
You want to try to buy a wagon really quick before nightfall? Or before it gets even later?
See who the new
Wagon
owners?
people? Yeah. I mean, they're basically on our way home. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or what then? What's when I'm going to the wagon shop? It's not Illness anymore because he's not the manager.
Hey.
Yeah, he dipped.
Okay, I
The one time I remember.
do need to look up one thing quick.
So, I just turned back to the Twitch chat and I just see 6 pound taquito as
That's my buddy.
people to type.
Yeah.
I love you, Taquito.
I should say, in the interest of that, if people want no spoilers, everything we're doing today is like pre-written stuff. So if anybody else is doing Princes of the Apocalypse as written, today is as written heavy territory. But that is going to be highly unusual. This campaign as a whole is going to be like really close to 50-50, maybe 60-40 pre-written to homebrew stuff. So, where is this? There it is. Location.
We're going to. Oh.
You guys are going to the wagon shop, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys get there, it is still
I thought
open.
16 was the wagon shop.
It is. That's
Okay.
part of what I needed to. I was
Very
like,
good.
where is everything again? You guys have also only know about half of the town right now.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
Nuts.
There are a ton of buildings.
okay.
So far, most of the orange ones are important.
I think that's pretty true to D&D maps. If it's an
Yeah.
orange building, that's kind of important. Everything else is just supposed to be like a resident
Pretty much.
stuff.
Okay. So as it's getting to sundown, you can see things starting to wind down in town, and you get to the wagon shop. It is still open. If you try the door, you notice that it is still open, and you can hear the familiar sound from the other day of tools and wood shaving and chopping happening inside.
Who's gonna open the door?
I'll go in. Yeah.
Yeah, Gert touches the door.
Yeah. Kurt touches the door, right?
Okay. So it starts to open up
Yeah.
a bit. It's not like it was latched or locked or anything. So it cracks a couple inches, and you can hear the sounds
Hello?
coming in from a little bit more clearly.
Hello? Are you guys open?
Come in. Yes.
I walk in.
All right.
I will follow.
As you guys go in, you would have noticed that the voice that greeted you was vaguely familiar. And as you go in farther, you'll notice a very similar setup to before. There are about 6 stations, 5 of which are being worked actively, and a familiar halfling is now at the front desk-like setup. Taryn,
Yeah.
you would recognize this person at least as the one you were talking to when you guys first came here. He was working at one of the stations.
This is the guy that I kind of scared with my pendant thing.
Yep.
With my holy symbol. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna approach him. I just kind of quickly approach him and just say, "Hey, remember us? We would like to buy our wagon now."
He's gonna look clearly a lot less uncomfortable than he was the first time you guys encountered him. And he'll extend a hand pointedly to you, Taryn. And he will say, "I apologize for our last interaction. I had to be careful."
Where did you know about what was going on?
Yes, I was actually the one who contacted the constable in the first place. My name is Stanor.
Good man.
we thank you for your cooperation.
You say you're here for a wagon.
Yes. We would like one just to be able to... do we want one that can travel far or carry a lot of people? We haven't discussed it very much.
True. I mean, like ideally, yes, but then I feel like we're gonna need like multiple animals that will be able to pull it if we want it to carry all of us.
True.
And that seems like a lot. That makes us like much more substantial, both in a like our presence and in a like our being able to hide things. It's gonna be harder
Or people.
for people.
Well, how far away is the place?
Yartar?
Yeah.
Yartar, let's take a look.
Yartar and the northeastern mountains are different, right?
Correct. Yartar, I believe, is south.
No, Yartar is north.
No? Is Waterdeep also north?
Waterdeep is
Waterdeep
much
is-
farther north, yes.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm
Are
gonna
you
flip
sure?
you guys. I'm gonna flip you guys to the world map here. Well, it's
Okay.
not a world
Oh,
map,
wow.
but it's much larger than just the town you're in.
Sure.
Oh, I thought the Waterdeep was here. Never mind.
So you guys, if you look at the western half, the southwestern quadrant, that's where Red Larch is, where the diamond
Yeah.
is. Yartar. I'm just going to reveal it for you. Whoops.
Oh, I
Oh,
see it.
dang.
I see it all the way up
Okay.
there. Yep.
Oh, wow. I thought I totally had that backwards as to what I thought we were doing.
That's
Yes.
also the Somber Hills. Is that the place that the
Yeah, where
constable-
the, like-
Yeah.
Stuff was happening. Was like
Yeah.
here.
Are you guys able to see that? The Somber Hills
Yeah.
label?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you should be able to, so that's good. Yeah, so Yartar is that way, and let's just do this. As the crow flies, it'd be 90 miles. Waterdeep would be up this road and west to get to the coast. The actual Sword Coast is to your west.
Okay.
So yeah, Waterdeep is like way off that way, not even on
Alright.
this map.
Oh, okay.
So the delegation would have been coming south on this road and east to get to Yartar before coming here.
And on foot, how long would it take us to get to Yartar? That's nice
I'm gonna say about 10 miles a day.
Okay.
So over a week.
I don't think we have a week's time.
Right.
And what about in a wagon?
At a reasonable pace, I would say about twice as fast. So 4 days.
5 days.
What about and then fast pace? Like if we were to really like
At
push
a
the horses,
fast pace, you would be at 2 to 3 days, assuming no problems.
assuming no
But you,
Yeah.
all,
We've all forded the wagon in Oregon Fable. I'm like, that never works out.
yeah, and
My
and
God.
reasonably in character, you would all assume that like grueling pace means risk.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Get those secret snakes that hop up on the wagon and just chomp
Yeah.
your little booties and you
I
die.
don't feel like dying of dysentery.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm mad you beat me to the joke.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that was just a noise. I didn't have to say anything to say.
Yep. Same.
Wagon is definitely.
God, it's like we share a brain.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, realistically, okay, here's a question. If we have, say, like 2 oxen, what do we need to do to keep the oxen alive?
Are
Will we
you
need
guys
to like regularly feed it and things? I think that's more of a like. I don't know what kind of.
more like how am I going to run it question, not an in character
Yes.
question?
Correct.
So I would like to keep it simple enough that, like, I'll treat food and water the same. We're just assuming that you guys carrying rations on for like carrying capacity purposes. I'm gonna call that good enough. As far as taking care of an animal, I'm gonna say you have to make decisions between either carrying twice as much ration to account for the food for them, or you will have to make skill checks along the way to essentially forage food for them or let them graze, or, you know, depending on what you know about the animals you end up getting.
Sure.
But beyond that,
foraging be survival?
It would.
What about nature?
So survival is for. I think it's kind of as straightforward as it sounds.
Sure.
You're going out on the trail and you need to survive, and you need to take care of an animal to make sure it survives. Nature is more along the lines of I'm looking for something like investigation, but in a more natural context other than like buildings and people.
Like noticing if a tree was struck by lightning unnaturally, kind of thing.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
Because I am proficient in it. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. So, how much were wagons again? In character?
He told you, was it 35 gold for the lowest?
Yeah,
I think I heard. Yeah.
that sounds right.
Got 25.
Yeah, it was totally 25.
No, I have 25. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that! I rolled
if you're in character, I'm gonna flip you guys back to Red Larch real quick. And if you ask that in character, he would have immediately responded. You know, for you guys with everything you're helping out with, we can work out a deal where you get what you need at cost.
Cool.
And he'll say 15 gold.
Oh man.
You guys are so good to us. Thank you.
Well, you're doing us a big favor, and it sounds like things are even more dangerous than we might have thought. So I'm glad we took care of Ilmith as soon as we did. I heard about murders.
Yeah, it wasn't great down there in those abandoned dwarven caverns converted into a cultist thing. It was the opposite of good.
Dwarven, huh?
Very.
We think so. There were like dwarven statues down there. Made it seem like it was theirs and abandoned or taken. Who knows?
You wouldn't happen to know anyone that knows Dwarven, would you? Just in case somebody needed to read Dwarven.
Around here, no. This is more of a traveling town, and mostly human. Not like those big cities like Waterdeep with colleges and guilds. We don't really have anything like that.
I turned to Gert. You know who might be a traveler who would have a lot of knowledge because they've learned from other people?
Oh.
Emdar?
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are facts.
You said 15 gold for the wagon?
15 to cover the cost of materials, yes, sir.
And what about oxen to pull it?
You'll want to see. That doesn't sound right. Hang on, I think I made a bad note.
No.
It's okay.
There it is. You'll want to see Tholorn for that.
Tholorn?
Thelorn. and he will point out that it's just north of here. Three buildings in a just across the road, in a shape with open range in the middle for the horses.
Is it?
And we'll show you this. It's number 5 on the north side of town.
Okay.
It's not orange? What?
How would we have known? It's
Breaking
not
our
orange.
rule. Yeah.
I know. How much does this wagon carry? Just so we know. Like what poundage?
He takes a look at you, look at all of you, and says, "Carry the 5 of you easy. Probably a fair amount of equipment or supplies too, and we make them extra sturdy." And he'll give you a sort of half wink.
Cool.
I guess we'll take it then.
Just out of curiosity, do you know where Ilmith might have gone?
Sam, you're really quiet again. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Do you know where Ilmith might have gone?
No, honestly, I don't really know details about what the dealings here were, but I sealed up the entrance, and he's going to gesture to a corner right behind the desk that has a crate with a bunch of books and supplies piled on top of it that you guys did not find before. And he'll say, I talked to Constable when I saw suspicious activity happening nightly. I live in the house just behind here, so not nightly, weekly. And it really rubbed me the wrong way, and I kind of figured the less I know about it, the safer I might be. So I have no idea where he might have gone.
So you also wouldn't know his compatriots?
No, they all wore masks when they moved, and I had to stay hidden if I was looking for them.
Okay. You've done a lot, especially with that discount and informing the constable. Thank you greatly. I'm gonna pull 16 gold out of my pocket.
Nice. He's gonna take it and count it out and sort of hold the one extra out to you, and you say, "I think you missed one here."
No, it's yours. It's it's gratitude and compensation for scaring you.
Ah, well, I appreciate it. And he's gonna hold it up in the air and show, as if to show the rest of the guys in the room, and he said, "Drinks on him, boys."
Fun.
Love it.
We have a wagon.
So
Hooray.
he's gonna walk you guys out to the back, and he's gonna take a thin slab of wood and a small utensil that that kind of looks like an ink pen, but not quite as delicate as an ink pen would be, and take it out and say, "Well, they're all pretty much the same, but if you want to check them out and pick one in particular, we'll call it yours until you need to take it."
Find the one with the most personality.
I was gonna say.
Is there one that looks like it has bear claw scratching on any of the wood pieces?
Right.
No. Make an investigation check.
Everyone? Or
Anyone who has a vested interest in what this thing might look like.
I do.
I think it would. Karen's looking just to
Damn it.
see. Doesn't really care what happens, but is kind of scouring.
We're gonna get the most average.
Oh yeah, 5, 9, 11.
Oh, just kidding. Mine is a 6 because I got my extra 1 because I am not proficient in most things.
Yep. I had a 6.
All right. So it's pretty easy to tell that of the section of wagons, at least, all of them look exactly the same as far as quality and construction goes.
Right.
And they look like they're brand new. They look like they're sturdy. There is one that might catch your eye. It's got like a slight red hue to it, like it might be a different type of wood. But other than that, they are they look like they've got a routine going on, and it's working well for them as far as quality goes.
Is it clearly a different type of wood? Like, is it like a special wood?
If you ask him, he'll say, "Well, that was a different type of redwood than we normally find around here, but it worked well into that shape for us."
Let's go with the red one.
I think we'll
Pretty
take
red
the
one.
red.
Yeah, I think that's our guy.
All right, he's gonna scribble on this sort of little thin slab and put it right on the front, and take out from a pouch that's sitting nearby. He'll take out a hammer-looking thing and a nail, and sort of fasten it to the front so that it's clear that this wagon is now claimed.
Great.
Feels good to buy something with more than what you can hold in your hand.
I think if my mom knew that I had enough money in my pocket to buy my own wagon, she would flip her lid. She would be so proud. Speaking of which, are we gonna name it? That's kind of a custom with my family. We name our wagons.
He's gonna dig back into this bag on the ground and pull out a chisel and hand you the hammer that he was holding along with the chisel and say, "Have at it, it's yours."
What do you guys want to name it?
I mean, I want it to rhyme,
Let's
but that's just me.
is this gonna be our party name along with our wagon name?
Maybe, I don't know. That's up for debate. For now, I think just wagon name.
Wagon McWagon face.
Wagon
Oh
name.
my god,
Oh my god, it could be Bodie McBo. Yeah, that's where you were going. That's where you were going.
that's very good.
Wagon McWagon.
What
I think-
describes us? What describes a wagon that carries a group of exotic people not knowing where to go?
I mean, I like the idea of us being a ragtag bunch of idiots, but I don't know if we want to like publicize that.
Like
We
projected onto every probably.
We can put that into an acronym. You want? Ragtag bunch of idiots. What does that spell?
RTB.
BOI.
RTB.
RT boy.
RT boy.
RT boy.
How's everyone feel about RT boy? We can
Uh,
ask about it, and we can give them different answers every time.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
it's-
I'm for it.
RT boy
like
it
Cal
is.
has
RT
A lot of
Cal.
feelings right now.
Cal, are you okay with RT boy?
It sounds great.
Perfect. We're gonna get so attached to this damn wagon. I
Awesome.
will
Like,
very carefully carve RTBOI with little dots in between.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
Cool.
So, okay. What time is it now?
Definitely, like it's getting dark. These guys are clearly working in the shop later than you would have understood shops to normally close. So things around, if you're checking outside again, things have definitely died back down.
So, Cal, the rest of us have visited our contacts, but you haven't really mentioned seeing yours.
It doesn't seem like there's quite a need for extra help. We've been getting almost too much assistance from my experience, but in due time, I think I will make contact and give a report.
So we ride tomorrow. But
Tomorrow we ride. Sorry.
we ride a run.
Wait, do we have animals?
No, I feel like we
No.
should probably get them in the morning since it's
Yeah,
that
probably.
night now.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah. I don't
And
want
we'll
to
probably
babysit
use
a boar.
we'll probably use the animals to pull the wagon. out of there.
Oh, God. Now, I would like to make a pit stop at Yalantha's house to visit Braelin, to let him know that we're going to be gone for a few days, and to give him his toys.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Cool. Trying to do this tonight or tomorrow?
I was going to do it tonight.
Cool.
Are you going alone, or are you taking? Is anyone else going with her?
I want to go.
I'll go.
Let's all go.
Everybody wants to see Braelin, because he's our best bud.
I mean, I think we've all kind of developed a sense of wanting to reassure him that he's okay since he was
Right.
found in a shallow hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So heading over to Yalantha's, it's a familiar sight. It's less busy than normal, but about par for the course for the evenings that you've seen here. There's still a few people kind of about, but there's a little bit more purpose to everyone's direction. Nobody's wandering or shopping or anything like that anymore. It seems like everybody's sort of heading to a place, probably to turn in for the night. And the door of Yalantha's is closed. Are you going to try it or just knock? What's happening?
I knock.
Okay. It takes a little bit longer than it did before for someone to respond, but you'll hear footsteps coming up, and the door will you'll hear it unlatch and open, and you'll see an unfamiliar male face open the door all the way, and he'll say, "Hello? Oh, you're the guys who brought the kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for you?"
We just wanted to come in and see him, chat a little bit.
He's gonna look over his shoulder a bit and say, "Oh, he's really passed out. But if you wanted to say hi, we could wake him up." And he kind of opens up the doorway and points toward like a couch-like piece of furniture that's in the middle room that you guys saw, and the kid is sprawled across it.
Perfect.
Like belly up, his arms are kind of flailing out, and one of his legs is dangling, and you can see that there's like a bunch of little wooden toys kind of surrounding this spot that he's in. But he is sound asleep.
I don't know, guys. Do you want to wake him up?
I don't. It's never a good idea to wake a sleeping child.
Can confirm.
I mean, we have to basically come across the street tomorrow. We might as well just hit him up in the morning.
Sure.
Please leave a note.
All right. All right.
I can tell him you guys stop by when he wakes up if you want.
Perfect.
Sure. That'd be
That's
great.
great.
So yeah, I think unless somebody else has something, probably head back to the inn.
I
It's
think
gonna be that time.
And going back to the end's a good idea.
We had a really long day yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
We had a really long day yesterday. So,
What do
yeah.
you do with sleeping in tomorrow? Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So if you're going back to the inn, so as you're going back, it's even less busy than you've seen before. Still kind of par for the course. As it's getting late, you expect people to be turning in for the night. You have seen in the past several patrons at the bar at the inn at this point in the evening in the past. However, as you go in, you're going to see a couple of tables sort of smashed together with one single person sitting at it with papers sort of just sprawled all across it. You'll see a stout, balding man sort of making a little bit of a ruckus as he's rustling through papers, and as soon as you see this, he'll turn around because one of the bartenders sort of gestured toward him and then pointed at you. and he'll turn around, and you will see a stout dwarven man turn and face you. And
of course he's.
he'll kind of get this look of excitement and quickly stand up and hobble toward you and say, "Oh, you are the ones I'm looking for. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Oh my goodness, it's so good that you're here. I was sent to help you. You're supposed to help me. Thank you so much."
Who are you?
Oh, of course. Where are my manners? My name is Braelin.
Hello. Yalantha. Terran's
Hi.
very tired.
Are you alone? Did you come with a group?
Did I say Braelin?
Yes, you
Yes.
did.
You did.
And then we all got very excited.
We were all like,
Wait a minute.
Don't lose all the excitement. It's the wrong name. But
Okay.
Aw.
sorry, too much shit to keep track of. His name is Gimlin.
Gimlin.
Gimli.
Man.
Gimlin. Okay.
Gimlin. I was like, did I hear that right? Like the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry about that. My name is Gimlin, but I was supposed to meet my brother here. His name is Braelin.
There we go.
All right. Yes.
I understand you've been told about him.
Uh-huh.
Yes. We were actually planning to go look for him in the morning. However, I think if it's all the same to everybody else, we need to know how much oxen cost for a wagon. If you could maybe sometime tonight, if you're not working, see if there are any prices outside.
Me, not working. Clearly you have not heard of Gimlin Ironhelm before. And he'll gesture toward this smattering of tables that he's got going on, like taking up half the inn dining room, and say, "I am here on official business, and now there's the dire circumstances of my brother as well. Of course I am working."
Oh, this guy.
Really grumpy that dude didn't give me that dwarven book.
Dang it.
Yeah. What are you in town to work on?
Ah, yes. Well, it's my understanding that some ruins were discovered earlier, where my brother has the historical gifts. I am an archaeologist. I've been sent here to investigate them, among other things.
Should we tell him where? I assume we should tell him where it is.
Yeah.
Entrance to the cave is straight north up this road. When you see the quarry, take a sharp left, and then there's an entrance to a cave. Coming back south, go into the cave, and you'll find what you need there. Be careful, there are traps set. We don't know if they are still active, but they are there.
Ah, yes. Well, I am well ahead of those instructions, though I do thank you. The hole in the middle of town did surely suffice for me.
I mean, that also, yeah.
You all would notice it's kind of odd that clearly he's already like been around enough to like check things out. When everything that happened yesterday. Like, he's already
been in
here.
town long? Huh.
What was that?
How long have you been in town?
Well, I got here just this morning. I went straight to work. You know, those teleportation circles are always very helpful when you are working with the mages in Waterdeep.
True. Those are pretty cool and very quick. You get a little queasy when you go through them, or you that doesn't affect you at all?
It's been a while, but I've gotten used to it over my life.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. What did you find when you were down there? Anything of note to you?
Yes, oddly enough, and he'll take you almost kind of like sheep herd you guys over to his table, and he's got this just amalgamation of papers that, when pieced together, almost look like a map. But it's like across all of the tables, like 8 feet by 8 feet square sort of thing. And you see passive perceptions.
14. Nope. 12.
You're all over like a 10,
12.
right?
Yeah.
It's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll point out that I have been studying the Desarian Valley area and surrounding areas. Peculiar instances over thousands of years, millennia really, cycles of life. And we seem to be kind of toward the middle. And as you guys look at all the papers, it does look like it resembles the map of the overall Desarian Valley area, but with inscriptions kind of notated all over the place.
Can we read the inscriptions?
They are in. You can
Dwarvish.
recognize some of them, and you would be able to piece together that it's likely written in Dwarvish.
What happens in the middle of the cycle?
Well, peculiar instances, really, and he's going to sort of hunker down in one of the corners and start pointing toward random areas, and you have a really hard time finding, what exactly he's pointing at. But he'll say, it seems that there are common areas of development and life and settlement in these key areas, and they thrive and function for centuries, but then all of a sudden disappear. I can track at least 5 instances of this happening over the last 6,000 years.
So you're saying like a whole like town will just vanish?
Oh, yes, but not just towns. I mean the entire valley.
That's worrisome.
These ruins here, they look like they're probably the most recent of findings that I've actually been able to see for myself. I was planning to meet my brother here to check them out, but he's not here.
If all goes well in the morning, hopefully we'll have him back within, we'll say 13 days.
13 days? Oh my.
13 days.
Well, at the very least, that would give me ample time to study these ruins. It seems there are mummifications of other dwarves in this tunnel down here. Very old rituals. However, not uncommon for the mining folk of my people.
Did you recognize any like weird symbols specifically on any of the ruins?
Yes, the carvings on the foreheads of some unfortunate souls, as I'm sure you saw. No, the symbols themselves I do not recognize. However, the floating rocks are particularly intriguing.
We didn't take the floating rock, did we?
I did. I took Jeremy. Of course I
yeah,
did.
you took Jeremy.
Have Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy.
If I take the floating rock out of my bag, does it float on its own?
No.
My bag float?
Do you recognize this not floating rock that is in this bag?
Does he recognize that not floating?
Like, I mean, I guess he's not an archaeologist, but he's like an anthropologist. Would he recognize the rock?
Let's do this.
Because Taryn is tired and wants to amuse himself, he goes, you know what else you call a floating rock? A light rock, and he touches it and casts light on it.
Yes. Yes, Taryn, you rule.
He's gonna watch that and kind of like get this minor surprise and fascinating. But yes, this type of stone is commonly mined in this area, and as I understand it, has been here for a very long time. Good for dwarven fortresses.
You
Would
hear
you
that,
say
little buddy? You can turn into a fortress one day.
So you've been down in the ruins of our giant hole. Would you consider that a dwarven? Oh crap! What was the word you just used?
Fortress?
A dwarven fortress.
Fortress. Yeah. Would you consider that a dwarven fortress?
Oh, no, not even close.
No.
This was clearly a common small mine. But it seems that this town has adapted to the same resourcefulness that those people would have in their time, too.
That's interesting. This is from the time we've spent here. We've only found nothing but more mystery. We'll do our best to get your brother back, and hopefully some of our questions will be answered.
Oh, of course. Please let me know if you find any new developments. It's my understanding that he was transporting a rather important book of history, although he was reluctant to tell me what its contents were.
Thing. Good to know.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the Believers?
Oh, when I arrived, the constable told me that they were a rather unruly group of people, may have been involved with some sort of cult. Ugh. Shivers my bones. I am not the fighting type. I tend to stick to my books and maps.
I don't have anything else to ask him. Do you have any other questions for us?
Gimlin. I remember that one.
Gimlin.
Information? Yeah.
At the moment, no. But
Okay.
if there's anything else in particular about this cave that you might have encountered, I would surely appreciate the information. But I have much to learn and study.
There were some ROUSs, so you might want to be careful while you're down there. There's quite a rat pack. Yeah.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's gonna sort of rustle up all of his papers and get this kind of like really awkward stack going on, and he'll have like both hands in front of him. The stack of papers goes clearly over his head, and he'll walk past you and say, "Oh, it's my pleasure meeting you. I look forward to working with you as we go forward in our gaining of knowledge in this area." He's like awkwardly chipper as he's walking up the steps toward a room.
Cool. Goodbye, sir.
Can I check to
Good
see if
night.
he was like in distress or anything? If he was just trying to get away from us, kind of thing.
Make an insight check.
Okay. 13.
No, he just seems kind of awkward in general, but it seems like he kind of got what he was waiting for in just seeing you and interacting with you as you got here.
Okay. Cool.
I need a quick restroom run. My bladder does nothing for me after 10 p.m. I'll be right back. It'll be quick.
Okay.
Oh. So close to a long rest.
What's the name of this guy's brother again?
Broldenthar. BRULDENTHAR.
Roldenthar and Gimlin.
And Gimlin. The Dwarven Brothers.
I'd watch that show.
Yeah.
This chair is not comfortable to sit in, sit straight up on for more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel that. And after those tacos, I've got the big sleepies.
I've been playing Among Us
Yeah,
and
same.
preparing. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing that and just prepping for my home game, like
Oh,
pretty
cool.
much when I'm not doing schoolwork.
For sure.
So I have like a lot of. I'm doing a lot of D&D stuff, and Among Us is the only time when I get to be like, "Hey, look at me! I'm actually on technology." You know, doing something I want to do instead of, or not that I don't want to do prepping, but it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's tough.
in Among Us, all you gotta do is press a couple buttons and then not get killed.
Yeah. Or murder people, you know.
Yeah, just run around giving the stabbies.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So, what is next for you guys?
Fine.
Long rest.
Long rest.
Do you have
Yeah.
Okay. So back to your room.
Room.
Anything that anybody is doing, thinking about, talking about with each other before we actually all go to bed?
Do we all agree that priority number one at this point has been shifted to finding the missing delegates?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Interesting
Kind
how
of-
it kind of came out that way, but yeah.
Right? It was just like, oh, here's this really terrible piece of information now.
Probably do something about it. Okay.
And we're all like, well, crap. Okay.
Well, if they, I doubt that they went missing by accident. So hopefully, when
Right.
we find them, we'll have evidence to prove something of some nature, probably of malicious intent. But
Hmm.
anything can happen. They've had a weird couple of days.
Cal, it just occurred to me that your staff isn't going to be ready for 4 days, and roughly by that point of time, we will be like 90 miles away.
3 days.
3 days, which is like 4 days. Point being, we will be far away by the time your sword is ready. Are you good on other poking people with stuff items?
I mean, we could probably buy another one while we wait for that, or rent.
I'm
Can
flush
you
with
rent?
cash, so.
I'm fairly good on weaponry at this
All right,
time.
Dave. Just checking. Just making sure we're all comfy.
It's a good question. Can you rent a weapon?
There's probably someone that does that. That's a lucrative business.
Hey, I bet our friend Endrith would probably have, like,
He might have
some really
weapons.
mediocre weapons somewhere.
Aw, buddy.
There's a -1 short sword. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel an absolute need to protect that man.
Oh yeah, I want to. I just want to rummage through his things. I know that I
Yeah.
can't see anything, but I want to rummage through his things.
He's got to have some cool stuff in there that he doesn't even know about.
I know. That's
Oh,
why thrifting
hoarders.
is so fun.
Just a whole amulet of planes,
Yeah.
just sitting in a box. Is this happening in game? I think I thought it was
I'm
happening.
just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
All right. I think it's probably sleepy time for us, and then tomorrow we'll buy us some oxen and head out.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So a long rest passes without any significant occurrences, and it
Take
is
a long
now
rest.
morning.
There we go. I forgot that I had to confirm a long rest.
Right.
Let's go. I have my spell slots back.
Ooh.
Cool. I can levitate a thing again.
Yay.
Props
did
to
nothing.
that you do it.
I know I did. That's why I was kind of like, let's check on him in the morning.
Got it. That was great. Oh my god, I love it.
Do we need to eat anything before we go, or do we just want to go like check on our kid and buy some animals?
I think we could grab meat pies on the way out.
Cool. Pack up all
Packed
my
up and we
stuff.
head out.
Okay. Where to specifically?
Just to get things done faster, should we split up?
Sure.
Get the oxen. Gert can say hi to Braelin. And what else did we need? I feel like we needed something else. Get the
I mean,
wagon
eventually we'll have to
ready.
get the wagon, but
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
I
thing.
go to Yalantha's.
All right. So, just you, Gert, or anyone else going to Yolantha's?
I'll
I'll-
go with Gert.
okay.
Oh, well, you want to do the levitate thing.
I
so-
know. I told him I would. I'll
Yeah.
go with him, but I'm gonna toss one of you guys my coin purse because it's got a lot of coin, just in case we need it for the oxen.
I mean, you can trust a rogue, right?
Totally. Yeah. Okay, so here, Cal, is my coin purse.
Hey, man, I only steal from the people that need to be stolen from.
That's fair.
You get.
Also, like, what were you gonna do? Like, also still buy oxen with it?
Yeah, like, where am I gonna go?
Regular old
More
Robin Hood
oxen.
thing going on.
Yeah. But either way, you three have my coin purse, and I over here will be levitating a child.
Fun.
As you-
Enjoy
As
the
I have one to
levitate.
do.
Right. So
Right.
I think probably Cal and I should go get the oxen. Because I think that we're the strongest.
I can come with you guys.
Yeah, all three of you can get the
I
oxen.
can
We'll need at
do
least two.
Strong things.
But the wagon owner said that he would have it ready for us when we needed it. So I guess we can all three go.
I was gonna say you kind of have to take the ox to the wagon because she can't bring
Yeah.
the wagon to you.
You can push a wagon. You can like
Really
lift up the
try.
front and push it.
One person can lift up the front and push it. Which
You
is
guys,
two
not-
different
not
parts
one
of the
person.
wagon.
you guys would definitely understand that these wagons are heavy.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, you can't push a wagon? Oh, crazy.
Well, the type that you got.
Yeah, I get you.
He's just mocking her.
Okay, so let's start with the group going to the stable.
Go get those steps in for the day. Woo.
Yeah. There it is. Okay, so you guys are walking up and you see three very large sheds in this triangle formation. They're surrounded by sturdy wooden wagons at all stages of assembly. It seems pretty clear that this is another part of what these guys do. And then you see in the middle a bunch of horses sort of freely roaming and grazing in between these buildings.
Oh, cool.
There is a burly, tall man working at a front counter, talking to a couple other, looks like customers as you guys walk in. But they seem to finish their business pretty quickly, and he's leaning on the counter, sort of waves over to you as if like beckon you as the next people he should talk to.
Hello, sir. We would like 2 oxen. Are we going with 2?
Sorry guys, oxen's not part of what we have here. We got horses though.
Horses, we
Horses
can
will
do.
do fine.
Horses are great.
Great, what you looking to carry?
I mean, we've got a wagon. One of those wagons from up at the shop.
How many people? How much cargo?
5 people. Not too much cargo.
Standard
Enough for
wagon.
Yeah, adventuring party cargo, if that makes any lick of sense to you.
Planning on picking anything up along the way? Don't give me details.
mean-
It's possible.
We might have an extra passenger at some point, so if you can
Alright.
calculate that with your horses.
I think I got one good horse that could do that on its own, but it would need to be real well taken care of. You'd be safer with two.
Okay. Two is good. I think we can do 2.
Hey, you guys are the folks in town helping out with all these troubles going around, aren't you?
That is us. It's not our full party currently. They're the other 2 ladies are off on another errand right now, but yeah, that's us.
Fair enough. Well, the word does travel fast around here, but no details, please. I figure the less I know, the safer off I am, if you know what I mean.
Understood.
Appreciate the help you guys are giving to us, so tell you what. 2 horses normally go 150 gold. How about we say 120 and we square?
How much gold did Whirl have?
Whirl has 54 gold, 31 silver, and 54 copper. So not enough.
So
I have 16 gold.
I don't think we between us have 120.
I've got 34. No, I've
Wait,
got 39.
but you're away right now.
I know, but we could also retcon that I also gave you my change first.
We're also literally down the street. One of y'all come and get our money.
Yeah, that too.
That's
You
true.
know where we are.
I have 9.
So wait, okay, we have 54,
39, 9.
39, 9, 16. What are you looking at, Cal?
He doesn't have much left after he bought the weapons.
I've got 24. So if my math is correct, we have 137 between the 5 of us.
Perfect.
Aren't you guys glad I accidentally wiped that chunk of coin back at the black hole?
You're the best.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I knew this was gonna happen. I was waiting for it to happen. Any chance you guys want to try and haggle with it?
The voice in my head.
No.
That'll surely put a dent in our funds, but what do you guys think?
I'm just hopeful that we can take a job and get some money, because otherwise it's looking like we're gonna have to be foraging with these horses, not really being able to take care of ourselves. But if that means that we can travel places and take jobs, I think we'll be okay. I'm trying to say this loud enough so that the the guy can hear us.
Okay. He'll sort of lean over to you and say, "Strap for coin, huh?"
Yeah, we're we're a new adventuring party, and we've been able to do well for ourselves over the few days that we've been in Red Larch, but we are literally just getting started.
Familiar story. But you guys are helping us out quite a bit there, so tell you what I'm thinking. 120 for 2, I've never given a deal that good. I don't think I could go any lower, but what's about we say whenever you guys are back in town, you leave my steeds with me. I'll take care of them the entire time you're here until you need to go back out, no extra charge.
That is an incredible deal. I would say that is a great kind of partnership that we'll start here together. I think we can wrangle together those 120, and we're just gonna sit there and count 1, 2, 7. Carry the 4. Okay. Well, you're doing us a kindness here, sir. I will guarantee you that if in our adventures we are lucky enough to come back here and have found ourselves a bit more coin, then I will kindly make up the difference of the discount that you've given us here today.
Well, much obliged. I appreciate you too. Hey, we gotta get the 2 steeds over there, huh? He's gonna motion toward one of the workers kind of in the shop area behind him. And he'll give a quick nod and sort of run out back, clearly going to ready and fetch the 2 horses that you have now purchased.
Cool. So I took all my gold out. I don't know who wants to keep what since we have extra.
All my gold is gone.
You can take all mine as well.
Well,
We can't all.
okay, so
Yeah, but
we have 142 altogether.
Mhm.
You took 120, so someone is keeping 22, or we're splitting 22 between all of us.
Well, hold on. Give each of us 4, and then give the extra 2 to Whirl. Since she
Since she gave all of her money.
Since I
gave
donated
the
the
most.
Really no.
party. Sure.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. That it does.
Ain't much, but it's something.
Yeah. I still got a bunch of copper, so we're okay.
Great.
Copper is all good.
Yeah, I've got 4 gold and 7 silver at this point. Whoa.
4 gold, period.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I believe in us.
After you guys sort that out, he's gonna point toward like the door behind you and off to the left and say, "They'll be off to the side for you. They behave pretty good. I reckon you won't have many problems."
Thank you for business.
Thank you very much. We'll be sure to come visit once we're back in town.
Thank you kindly. And then there are other people behind you, just as you were behind someone else as you came in, and he'll give the familiar wave to them to beckon them over and move on with his business.
Very good. What color horses do we have?
What color horses would you like?
Ooh.
It's white with brown spots. One of
Yeah.
them.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
The other one should have like a stripe or like a diamond or something on his nose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
If that one's okay, could it be like a reddish brown color?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's BoJack Horseman. We just invented BoJack Horseman.
Nice. Okay, so then we will flip to, is it Whirl and Is? Or sorry, Whirl and Gert?
Yep.
The orphanage?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You show up to the orphanage and the door is actually half cracked open.
Wait, I thought it wasn't an orphanage. I thought it was a
No,
boarding
it's a
house.
boarding house.
No, it is actually a boarding house. I just kept
There's so many
kept hearing
different-
orphanage and now I'm calling it the boarding house.
Yes.
And you can hear several adult and children voices, and there's like a mixture of giggling and laughing, and then you can hear stomping as if people are running around.
I walk in.
I'm gonna also be behind you.
Yep. Just take a look around, see if we can see Braelin anywhere, or see anyone we recognize for that matter.
Okay, so you would recognize the man who answered the door last night, and he's sort of shifting around the lower level, and he sees you guys and sort of holds up a finger like shh, like he's looking for something, and then he'll creep around to your side of the couch and pounce on it and yell, "Gotcha, kid!" And then you'll hear Braelin and sort of run around the couch, and this guy is going to chase him like they're playing a game of tag or something.
Hey, Braelin, I brought you something.
Oh, hey, guys!
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. We're playing tag.
Oh, can you take a break from your game to talk to us for a little bit?
Okay.
Great. And I pull out the horse on wheels and the jacks, and I say, "Remember, you liked horses, right?" And I hand him the horse.
I do like horses.
Okay.
Yeah. Does the Jacks game come with, like, was it a full game with the bouncy ball and all, or is it just the Jacks?
No, well, I described it as jacks just to describe the shape to you guys. You in character would have no idea what it actually is, but it was like presented to you as a toy, so
Okay.
it's just kind of like a bunch of little fused pieces of wood.
Okay.
Cute.
Yeah. And then, there's this. Maybe it's a puzzle. Maybe you pick them up. I don't know. Looks fun, though.
he's gonna go, "Oh, cool!" And then he's gonna, for him, it's like both of his hands completely full of these like random wooden pieces, and he's just gonna plunk down right where he is, like in the doorway, and start like smashing them together, like he's trying to figure out if there's a way that they fit together.
Nice. So I would like to talk to the guy who's playing with him. If Whirl wants to
Float him in the air? Sure.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be like, "Hey, Braelin, remember what we did yesterday?"
The quiet game?
No. You know how I can do like cool special stuff?
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna make me fly again?
You bet I am. All right, get ready.
Power stance.
Power stance. All right. And
He's ready.
You ready? Are you sure?
I'm ready. I don't think you're ready.
Are you positive?
Uh-huh.
I don't think you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm super ready.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna levitate him.
Okay, and as soon as his feet leave the ground, he's gonna giggle and go make a fart sound with his mouth and sort of just like shimmy in the air, and he's giggling to himself as if he is.
And then I'm going to point out that it's a really good thing that I can breathe anywhere, even if as long as I'm not incapacitated. I can hold my breath indefinitely. And I'll be like, "Nice one, kid." Once he's floating in the air.
He's gonna give you like a thumbs up and keep giggling as he's now just sort of like aimlessly floating there.
Perfect. And as he's aimlessly floating, that will distract him from other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna chat with the gentleman who answered the door. Hi, I don't think we've actually been introduced. I'm Gert. And you are?
Hi, Gert. I've heard much about you guys, or at least as much as I could have, I figure. My name's Joseph. Joseph Yalantha.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, so how are you related to Mother Yalantha?
Oh, well, she's actually my mother, but I'm her only child.
Okay. So has she sort of filled you in on what's happening?
Of course. I help her out when she's not able to take care of things or needs resting, and making sure everybody's safe and okay here.
Great. If we could just keep a really close eye on this little bud, that would be really great.
Of course. It's already being taken care of. We're making sure that this deadbeat father of his is nowhere near us, and as far as I'm concerned, he's not even in town anymore. Unfortunately, his mother passed some time ago, so looks like he's here for the time being.
We're gonna be heading out for a few days, so again, like, just maybe making sure that he stays in, doesn't drift too far away. You know, I know that he likes going out with Billy to the trees. Do you know anything about that? Like, are they going out to, are they going far? Are they going to like a forest?
As far as they're concerned, it's a forest, but no, just down the road from us, on the Cairn Road as it's leaving town. There's a small grove of trees, a little bit southeast of here. I've been keeping an eye on them.
Great. All right. Well, as long as they're as long as they have an eye on them, that's all I want. So.
I'm doing the best I can assure you that.
Great. Thank you so much, Joseph. Yeah. So then I go back over to Braelin and I say, okay,
Plopping
buddy.
him back down.
You say, okay, buddy, we're gonna be gone for a little while, but we will be back, okay? And we'll make sure to come see you as soon as we're back home, all right?
You said this to Braelin?
Yes.
Okay, he's now like upside down, slowly like rotating in his floating state, and he'll say,
And
"Okay."
Putting him back down. Perfect.
All right, but be good. Don't cause Joseph or Mama too much trouble. They'll let us know if you do.
Okay, I won't.
Okay. All right. We'll see you soon, okay,
I'm
bud?
gonna plop him over on the couch. I think it's funny.
Okay, yep. He'll sort of like half cocked land on the couch and like flail his arms and legs again and say, "I can't wait to do that again."
I go over and just give him a quick hug before we go.
He gives you a huge hug back.
Great. All right. Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's all I needed there.
Yeah. Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you soon. And then we go meet the other folks over at the horse place.
Yes.
All right.
We'll meet you at Horse Place.
Horse place,
The
yes.
official term. Yeah.
I think horse walk is better than horse place.
Horse walk.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you guys end up meeting them pretty much at the point that they're coming out to get the horses that they've purchased, and you're sort of convening at this alleyway in the back of this building.
How'd everything with the kid go?
Perfect. I met the gentleman that we met last night. Is Yalantha's son, Joseph.
Oh,
Yeah. And so he
nice.
is also aware, sort of what's happening, and we've got him keeping an eye as well.
very good.
That's
Yeah.
very reassuring. Well, we have just got 2 horses, and here is your change.
Clink, 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 clink.
Just the 6 to whirl and 4 to girt.
I'm just gonna look
Horses
down
are
and go.
expensive.
Yeah, I
They're
thought so.
very expensive.
That's wow. Okay. Woof.
I mean, hopefully we'll make some back after we
Hopefully
find.
they aren't lemons.
Woof. Funny.
epic music and horse arrives.
Go ahead and walk these guys over to their wagon. Get them all hitched up and head out.
Archie boy.
These are the RT boys.
As we're like, that's great. That's so good.
Do you have to name one of them with an R name and the other one with a T name so they can be the RT boys?
Oh,
Roy and Troy.
Roy and Troy.
maybe.
We'll get there.
Workshop it. It's cool.
Nose broken.
We did it again.
I love it. As we're walking the horses over to the wagon shop to go get them hitched and all that, I'll kind of lean over to Whirl. Maybe we should hop back down into that hole and go get the rest of the stuff under that statue, huh?
I mean, there's a reason I thought it never did.
I mean, you did the right thing. Otherwise, we would not have R and T. What are we gonna name them?
I don't know. We'll get there. R and T.
We'll figure it out.
Theodore.
Theodore. I heard that. I heard the Theodore. I love it. Theodorable. That could be his racing name.
Theodorable is his racing name. I feel like RT Boy would also be a racing name. But anyway. I mean, I'm not against hopping down into the hole, but I also could. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we're here if the hole's still here.
Yeah. We know where the other entrance is too.
Exactly. We'll just sneak into a secret dwarf shrine and steal all their money.
Maybe we'll find Gimlin down there doing his thing, checking it out. And you're like, oh yeah, you see this random pile of stuff. I dropped that. I dropped all that.
I got like 6 moonstones. What?
Six moons.
Anyway, let's go get our wagon.
Let's do it. We do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wagon.
Okay. As you guys go back to pick up your wagon with your horses, you're gonna see a couple people outside of the back. Where is it? There you are. Beckon toward you. So they call you around to the north side into the back gate area, so you can hitch your horses up and be on your way.
Cool.
We're about to start on another journey together.
This is wild.
This is crazy, guys.
Going on an adventure.
Adventure?
Adventure.
All right. I'm gonna say you guys are able to leave town mid-morning, making your way north toward the path that has been marked for you, heading toward Yartar. And I think that is the perfect place to call it good for tonight.
Hey, good job, everybody.
So fun.
We did it.
No combat, but still one of the most fun sessions. Honestly, I've not really had a negative experience with any of these so far, which is awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. I love to hear it.